API documentation can be quite overwhelming, especially if you're not used to it. And let's say you're building a workflow in any automation tool, then most likely at some point you're going to use an external API. And I know that there are a lot of community nodes, but the issue is that sometimes they are lagging behind. And in case something changed in the API, then you have to wait until they also update the community node and so forth. And the fix for that is actually quite easy, because if you have a look into the HTTP node, then you can see you can also import a curl command. And in case you're kind of overwhelmed and you don't know what to fill out here for the methods, URL, authentication, especially for the send body part, because here it can get quite complex if you're not used to working with APIs. And in this video, I will show you a really quick fix on how to get most of it working without knowing a lot about the API itself, and you also don't have to dig through the documentation of them. And with that, I am talking about the playground. So most APIs offer a playground and also somewhere a button where you can get the curl command. Sometimes it's hidden, but most of the time you can find it really easy. And let's take as an example the keyword data endpoint. And let's say I want to use this endpoint in my workflow, but I don't know how to configure it. Then I could simply go to the playground, set some values here, let's say Germany, with the keyword n8n automation. And first of all, let's execute it. And then we can see it worked. So we should also get the same result in n8n. And for that, we can click here on code example. And as you can see, we have here 2 parameters. We can also fill them out, but I would recommend to do it with a credential inside of n8n. And in this example, it's also already configured for the curl command. But let's say you have a Python application, PHP application, then you can also switch. But in this case, we are only interested in the curl command, and then we can simply copy it and then go back to the workflow, click here on import curl command, paste it, and then we are done. So as you can see, we have already the correct method, the right endpoint. For the authentication, I see a lot of workflows where people just enter sensitive information such as tokens, API keys, and so forth to the headers. But in this case, I would always recommend to go to authentication, then generic credential type. So in this case, it's a basic header off. So I have this already configured for DataForSEO. So I have also a tutorial for that. It's really easy. And now if we execute it, then we should get the same result. So we can execute it. And as you can see, it was really fast. And now I have already my HTTP node for getting data from DataForSEO configured. Of course, if you want to make it dynamic, then you have to set here the expression and then get the data from the previous node or wherever the data is stored. But you don't have to figure out inside the documentation what's the endpoint, how does the payload look like. And in total, that will save a lot of time if you have to work with APIs over and over again. And just to give you more examples on how this could look like, as an example, here we have the playground from Serper. It's also an API to, first of all, fetch Serp results, but also crawl websites. And they offer the same. So in case I want to use the API from Serper, then I can simply copy this part here, go back to my n8n workflow, add a new HTTP node, click on import curl, paste it, import it, and then you're done. Of course, here the same. Always use a credential and don't hardcode any secrets into the headers. That's it regarding this video. And of course, I will invalidate this API key, so don't waste your time and trying to get some data with it. And with that, I would say we will hear each other in the next video. And in case you want to have a specific video for a specific API, then let me know and talk to you soon.